It's not a draw.
I'm not sure how they do it. I'm really not. I can't imagine myself being in that position, having to play my wife Amy or my daughter or son or your kin. I don't know how I would deal with that, and they've had to, and they've done it for years now. And I guess the greatest respect you can show a family member or a close friend or a spouse or whatever is to give them your best game, right? So if you take that perspective, if you get out there and you say, I'm going to give you my best game, I'm going to try to beat you, that's the ultimate compliment as we get this match underway. And Hannah Smith now with an opportunity to put her team on the scoreboard first. And Hannah, over the last couple of years, with a couple of world championships, and has really moved into a position of being one of the very best lady players on the tornado table. And Iveta Moore, Ryan's wife, who really doesn't get out there on tour a whole lot, but is a really good player.
Very good, very smart, very calculating.
There's that one taken away by Keisha. We'll, of course, have some more open doubles action for you tonight as well, as we are into the elimination bracket. Not sure what the final number of qualifiers were, but it was up there, 32, 40, somewhere up there. And that one stroked home by Iveta to make it 1-0. I guess there were 4 teams that will move on till tomorrow. Will get inserted into that quarterfinal round, sitting 5th or better. Then everybody is going to play off to get those remaining 4 slots in the quarterfinals. And a shot attempt blocked. Taken away by Isabelle Stelly, another one of these good young players. Another second-generation player.
Yeah. You know, Jim, I think something we've been talking about this weekend is we're talking about how good the lady players are, and we try to say that. I mean, but it's not. It feels weird to say that because it almost feels like you're just trying to diminish. Not trying to, but it feels like it's backwards way of diminishing what has come before. But that's really not the case. When we say about the field, the depth of field that the lady players are right now and how good they are right now, I think that really speaks to the concept of the second generation players. It speaks to the concept of what those have done before to pave the way for the players to play now at this level, this style, this ability. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And a lot of it is, I think, due to that whole second generation aspect of it. But there are other things as well, and I think that really, and you talked about it, there have been other times. During the 90s, we certainly had a nice collection of lady players, but I don't know that we've ever had this kind of talent. And it was evident, of course, in 2019 when they won the gold medal at the World Cup. And Hannah, to that far side, evens it up in 1. You're in game number 1.
Isabelle, a player, of course. I've been right around the time that I came back to Foosball. She was just up and coming. And we just see the rise from her and her ability and her style and her talent is just so good. You know, there's still some rough around the edges moments that you kind of see, and they kind of present themselves in these pressure situations. And that's what we're going to be looking at here during this match. You see how she adjusts, because everybody else on that table has... I mean, they're all veterans at this point.
Yeah, that's right. And it does come down to experience. It's just a matter of getting out there enough times to round out some of those rough edges, and she's well on her way to doing that, most certainly. Even at 1 here in game number 1. Jim and Adam with you here on table number 1. There's Iveta sticking it through the lane. And she tried to go to that straight hole, rimmed it off the post, rebound grabbed by Keisha. We've had Ryan Moore on the radio show on Foos Talk Live a couple of times, and I think on the last time he was on, we talked about how he and Iveta met each other and began dating, etc. I was kind of there. It was on a trip to China where we were riding on a bus, and after that, it was they became a regular item, and of course now married for several years, kids, etc. As we are now at 2-1 here in game number 1, and here comes Hannah.
Greg Jackson, you have 3 minutes before you forfeit your match. Greg Jackson, you're even on table 31.
And she's able to rattle that one in to make it 3-1. Hannah Smith with that strong 3-row that she possesses. Good solid 5. Of course, playing with the veteran Keisha Rue. Iveta, of course, a Tornado World Champion, won with husband Ryan in mixed doubles a couple of years ago. Hannah, multiple world champ. Keisha also with a world title. And nice grab there by Iveta.
She's got her pull shot is so, it's so casual. The mechanics are so good on it.
Yeah, they are. And there's Keisha on the scoreboard. And a fiery Hannah Smith celebrates that one.
Yeah, Hannah's fired up. She's got that. I mean, you saw that earlier, the last session before last she had. She just kind of eased it up there on the fly from her 5 to her 3. Got blocked, but still, that's when you know you're rolling.
Of course, Hannah has the advantage of having competed at a pretty high level in another sport, softball.
Yeah.
As well. And there's something to be said for that. Over the years, we've seen players who have been excellent at other things, whether it was in high school or college or whatever. And it certainly benefits them in many ways to have had that kind of experience in sports in general. Iveta able to get on the scoreboard here with this one. It's 4-2.
She switched to a rollover, Jim, and in the early goings, I don't know. These players, I think the amount of times that they played each other is a lot more compressed than how you would be playing like most anybody else on tour in their division. So maybe she knows that's the thing to do. But generally, I'm a big fan of just like going through a game before you switch.
Yeah,
but
she made the switch pretty quickly, and it was effective. Turnover here by Stelly, gets Smith the possession, and she strokes it home to that far side. It's 1-0.
I don't know if there's anything in foosball that's more deflating than a conversion of a turnover. That's just
no, it is. It does.
brutal.
It boosts them. It diminishes you. It can be a huge momentum shift. It is something that you got to try to stay away from if possible. Those unforced errors, if you will. As we get game number 2 underway, with Iveta putting it into play, knocked down by Hannah, sent back towards the goal, and Isabelle able to pick it up.
Table number 20, Cody Mark, plays Alpina.
Rebound grab by Moore, sends it along that near wall.
Robert Hayes on table number.
And Jim, when does it become? We're talking about becoming a veteran and getting experience. That was a turnover that was converted. We were talking about Isabelle, right? When does that become an inexperienced thing that keeps happening? Does it keep happening? Then it's like, oh my gosh, this is something we need to work on. It just happens that one moment because everybody can turn something over.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah, but when it becomes chronic, there's other reasons for it. It's a symptom of something else, I would have to think, and whether that's nervousness or insecurity or whatever, it is something that probably needs to be addressed. But I think the mindset of most foosball players, most athletes, is to address those little things and fix them. That's part of what striving for excellence is all about. And I think in most cases, it's going to fix itself.
Table number 30, Laura Constant and Doug McDonald plays
1-0 here in the second game in favor of Moore and Stelly.
for doubles. Kristen Nuss and Stephen Rawlings plays Jordan.
It's nice having the PA system here with us.
And I noticed it. Yeah, I did notice there was a PA system. We don't always have a PA system these days. This is sort of old-fashioned. Is it as loud as it sounds to me?
Yeah, it's like you feel it in my teeth. So I don't know what that's like for the viewer out there, but
Plays Lauren Allen and Danny Lynch.
That one taken away by Stelly.
25. Table number 25, Steve Duncan and Karen Longno plays Lauren Allen and Danny Lynch.
And sent into the goal by the aggressive Hannah Smith with the left hand. And it's 1-1.
I love that. You know, I was just about to start talking about momentum and it shifting, and Hannah went and did something that had intent. It wasn't like a panic button 5-bar shot.
Nope.
It was like, I'm going to make something happen 5-bar shot. And she retained it, and then she did that.
Follows it up with a shot to the far side to make it 2-1, and a timeout here called by Moore and Stelly.
This is a clinic in momentum and taking your time and doing that what you have with what you got. And that's what Hannah's doing. She was just a little bit losing it a little bit near the end of that first game. Put it away, though, with the conversion, and now she's doing something different. Changing the rhythm. 2-1.
And taken away here by Smith, who brushes it down near side. And sets it up. Oh, the hole was there. The shot went wide. Rebound grabbed by Isabelle. Isabelle, part of the young guns here on tour, and it's kind of neat. We were talking about that earlier, about how they all hang out together. Right?
Yeah.
All these young male and female players. A whole group of 6 or 8 of them who are the future stars of the game and are already playing at a very high level across the board.
And Eddie Lewis.
Even at 2 after that break.
Joe Kemper and Mary
Back comes Keisha again. That's 2 for Rue.
Table number 31, Bruce Wynn and Eddie Lewis.
And actually, whenever I hang out with them, I get my Google Translate out for under 30-year-olds, so I can understand what they're saying.
It slays for sure.
No.
And firing it home near side is Iveta to make it 3-3.
John Smith. Rookie singles.
I have an 11-year-old girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Reeves on table number 20.
And a 9-year-old boy. Happy birthday, Kian. Yesterday, of course, his birthday. He was born 9 years ago.
That tracks.
While I was on my way home from this tournament, we've talked about that story and my journey that weekend.
On table number 6. Table number 6, Thomas Reeves plays Christopher Marks.
Big possession here for Iveta. Going to shoot the snake shot. Look to take the lead here in the second game. Iveta Moore. Shot attempt taken away by Keisha. Rue, who has scored twice. Going towards the goal, kept out by Isabelle. I believe Isabelle out of Louisiana. Is that right? Up the table by Stelly off a man it in, and it's 4-3. Iveta able to take it away. And she'll call timeout.
Iveta being very smart with her timeouts. And when we say smart with your timeouts, you don't just like do timeouts willy-nilly. She's done them specifically. The first one she did was when they were down and she needed to change the tempo, change the rhythm, and she did. She just did one right now after that takeaway. That's huge. That's smart table management.
Yeah, it really is. And of course you would hope so with being married to Ryan Moore, who, despite his occasional shenanigans on the table, is still one of the smartest players, certainly, to ever play the game. As Iveta will put it back into play. And I mean shenanigans with all due respect.
Capital S.
Now Iveta with a chance to send it to game number 3. She sets it up against Keisha Rue. And fires it home far side, so she has success after switching to the snake shot and leads her team to a second game victory, and we are even at 1 game apiece.
Well played so far by Iveta. Oh, speakers right there.
Is that, it's right above us, literally 7.5 feet away.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the unit of measurement would be how many Michael Jordan cardboard cutouts is that? A little over 1?
A little over 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. You know, that guy that's on the microphone, I look all over for him. Every time he speaks, I look around to see where he is on the mic, and I have yet to be able to find him.
It was not that loud yesterday, right?
I don't think so.
I mean,
and these days, with the texting and with everything else, we really don't hear announcements so much anymore, right?
No.
We're hearing these today for sure. Third game underway. Hannah able to stick this one through the lane. The first scoring opportunity of game number 3. Smith takes her time and has it taken away by Stelly.
Hannah's a student in the game. You know, she watches all the video, all the tape. I've talked to her extensively about foosball, and she knows the rhythm, what's been happening here in these first 2 games. And this is it. This is what it all comes down to in this third game, and how they choose to transform that knowledge into the game they're about to play is going to be fascinating. Because these are all very smart players.
She goes through that high lane quickly. Another chance here for Hannah to give her team the lead, and she finds the hole to make it 1-0.
And that is what I'm talking about. That's her first straight attempt, and it goes in, and that changes everything defensively.
It does, yeah.
Because she's doing...
Open those corners.
Yeah, she's been doing that little jellyfish floater defense, has been Stelly.
And there's an answer from Iveta. I love that jellyfish thing. I don't think I understand the jellyfish thing, but I really like it.
Good. Yeah, that's all that matters.
That's all that
Yeah, that's high art or high.
Yeah, I think so. 1-1 here in the third. Both games and score I'm Stevens, Adam Gilson with you here at the 2023 Texas State Championships. Working that lane is Moore. Iveta trying to take it out to the far side off the corner. Couldn't quite grab the rebound on the three. It's picked up here by Hannah. Smith nicely through the lane. Hannah rocks. And getting out there to make the block was Stelly. Showed her the hole right up until she shot it, and she was out there waiting for her to make the block, but Hannah keeping the pressure on. Gets another possession, another chance to give her team the lead, but again, Stelly is there.
Gosh, her 5 bars on fire. She's getting on the 5, and then she's getting on the 3. Just quick shooting.
Taken away here by Iveta.
I mean, this something's got to give here.
Iveta can't hold on to that pass through the high lane. And Moore doing a good job defensively on the 5, gets the steal. But Keisha makes the block. Tied up at 1 here in the third. This one will advance to the women's doubles final to face Sullivan Rue and Deliza Bombach. And another block by Stelly. Up into the air and off the table.
I don't know if Stelly's blocking her, and no offense to Stelly, in as much as Hannah is getting herself blocked. That makes sense. Like she's not looking at the defense as it's changing here. Because I don't think quick shooting has got to be her game plan. I think she's just feeling the momentum on one part of her body with her 5 bar, and it's carrying over the 3 bar, and it's not working.
Plays Greg Isabelle and John Harrison. Expert singles.
And Hannah on the second effort gets it through. It takes a little more time here.
She took a big breath. That was huge. She's back in her body now.
And it's able to knock it off the man, off the outside wall, and in. It's 2-1.
So she's present, focused.
Plays Kim Sloan on table number 48. Table number 48 for a wife and God.
Iveta on the wall.
Kim Sloan.
And she strokes it home far side. So Iveta Moore ties it at 2. You're in game number 3.
Table number 18.
Back comes Hannah aggressively through that high lane.
Jason Hendricks. Pro singles.
And she strokes it home far side, or near side, to make it 3-2.
And yeah, that deep breath she took the possession before last brought her back into a level of focus. That was a beautiful shot, a beautiful play.
Fired on goal here by Keisha.
Eric Holder for your last please on scene. Eric Holder.
Lead here in the third, and another possession for Hannah Smith.
Singles, Justin Shaw plays Rocky Enriquez on table number 10.
It strokes it home far side. It's match point.
Rocky Enriquez.
So Hannah Smith coming alive down the stretch here, and again, it all happened after the deep breath as she kind of recalibrated.
Table number 20
has come out and performed like Hannah Smith.
Dennis Story. Expert doubles, Michael Hernandez and Kareem Cusberry.
Stelly fired that one just wide of the goal, and the always steady Keisha Rue able to pick up the rebound, sends that one up the table on goal.
Michael Hernandez and Kareem
Stelly with a pass attempt and a nice grab on the 3 by Iveta with a possession here that you really must call and must make. But Keisha able to get in the way, but off the man and in. It's 4-3, and we've got a timeout.
That's, again, these timeouts that she's taking are very well timed.
Expert doubles, Jeff Greenhawk and Mike McKinley.
But that's what you absolutely have to do if you're going to be controlling the pace. And what do you do against somebody like Hannah, who's just locked into his zone right now? I mean, what do you go get into a frappuccino or try to I don't know what you do.
I don't know if I would get a frappuccino. It might be something else.
Yeah.
But what I would try to do first would be to try to slow the tempo down. She is a player who likes to kind of roll or kind of find that rhythm, and
Table number
I like
I
this.
think I would probably try to slow the tempo down a little bit. We do get a switch. Iveta moving back, Isabelle moving forward. Isabelle with the steal. And she'll
Boom.
call timeout and bring Iveta back to the forward position.
Paying dividends right there. That switch, that rhythm switch that they did, that was. I love that. I love seeing a good defensive switch. Now they're out of timeout.
John Johnson and Sebastian Jellison.
Is it win by 2?
Yeah.
Jesse Salinas and Marco.
Remember that match yesterday?
Yeah.
8-7?
Yeah.
On table number
You're saying it's win by 2.
Table number 38, Jesse Salinas and Marco plays. Jake Valencia and Zach Brubaker. Expert doubles, Patrick Jellison and Carl Everett plays.
Moving back into the forward position. Iveta Moore will put it back into play.
Table number 7, Patrick Jellison and Carl Everett plays.
Looking to even it at 4. You're in game number 3. Hannah back there defending. Trying to come down the middle, taken away by Smith, who will call timeout and bring Keisha back to the goalie position.
Table number 9, Donald Wilson plays.
You think Keisha's gonna try to bury this one?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, the shots that she's been putting out have been great. They've been on goal, and the ones that she did actually score were just like monsters. So you continue that.
Plays. Corey Taylor.
Keisha will put the ball back into play. Taking her time. And has it taken away by Iveta. Maybe Keisha rushed it a little bit once she was getting up towards that 12, 13, 14 second mark. And more. Able to drill it to that far side. We're tied at 4. Into overtime we go, Adam Gilson.
Now all bets are off. Timeouts are all gone on the left-hand side. Right-hand side has one left.
And Hannah can't connect on the pass.
Intensity ramps up. Pressure ramps up.
It's going to roll to a dead stop. It'll be put back into play by Hannah Smith. And that one zigzags back towards Keisha. Ooh, Iveta had it briefly. Keisha fires it on goal. Isabelle up the table. Now it's Isabelle's turn. Shot. Blocked, comes back to Rue.
It's interesting in these moments when things kind of get a little bit more tight. It feels like the match slows down. Nobody's scoring. Nothing's really happening. They're just kind of trying to reset what it is they knew or thought that they knew and create a new reality.
Table number 16.
Everybody's playing a little bit tighter. Everybody's playing just a little bit less with confidence.
That one's going to rattle up the table and in. Keisha aggressive, and it pays off. It's match point again for Smith and Rue.
On table number 8.
And what I was about to say was until something happens like that, and then it happens. But I didn't say it fast enough.
Now and again, just wide of the goal. Rebound grabbed by Stelly. And Hannah able to pick it up with a chance to win the match right here. Looking to send her team to the women's doubles final. Hannah Smith taken away by Stelly, but the rebound comes back to Smith. Once again for the win. There's Stelly skies that one back the other way after the block. Now Iveta with a chance to tie it. She's been shooting it well. Moore. And there's a nice switch and block by Keisha, who is able to keep the rebound out as well. not heard from Stelly offensively. Remains match point for the team on the right, but Iveta with the takeaway. And she strokes it home. Had some difficulty on the initial effort, but was able to gather herself, set it up, and fire it home far side. It's 5-5. You know, Adam, we've done 2 women's doubles matches here this weekend. Both of them go into overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been just so good. It's just such a joy to watch.
It is. And one of the things, the neat things about the women's division is, I mean, Sully is seemingly the dominant player, but in most of these matches, either team could win.
Yeah.
Saw that yesterday. We see it here today. Smith has that one knocked up into the air and off the table by Stelly. It remains 5-5. And that one up and in, and suddenly it is match point for Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly. So Isabelle finally getting credit for a goal, even if it was off a man or two. Smith looking to answer.
Tyler Flynn and Logan Bird.
Hannah strokes it to that far side, taken away by Isabelle. Boy, Hannah wanted that one at him.
Yeah, no, she did. But she kind of fell back into her previous ways.
That one sliced on goal, picked up here by Keisha.
As in not taking her time, not taking a big breath.
And that one blocked back into the goal, and there it is. Iveta Moore and Isabelle Stelly come back to defeat Hannah Smith and Keisha Rue, and they will advance to the women's doubles final.
So it bears repeating, like, that's a hard loss for them. It's a hard loss for anybody. But it bears repeating that those kind of moments, in the moment, that's what makes foosball so hard, is that you're playing a game of chess while on